Good afternoon, year two. So, welcome to your vocabulary lesson. We always talk about vocabulary and how important it is to make sure you have as many words as possible in your mind so that when you come to writing and speaking, listening, whatever, you've got so much in the bank that you can use. It really helps with your reading and your writing. So last week, you would have done these words that we're just going to quickly recap. A food chain, which we have learned about in science, which is a series of living things that feed on the next thing in the chain. So a rabbit eats grass and the fox eats the rabbit, so it creates that chain. Okay. A shelter, which gives you protection from weather or danger, basically some sort of building or something with a roof that protects you. Okay. A predator is an animal that kills other animals to live, okay? And that goes along hand with prey, which is the animals that get eaten. So you've got the hunters and the hunted, the predator and the prey. To stalk someone, which is to go for them in quite a sneaky way, quite stealthy, right? Habitats, which is all about the environment where animals live, so basically like their home. Survival, which is about how to stay alive. Environment, which is just like our world. Our world is the environment, and it's the natural things in it. Okay, so things that we haven't made. So it's not like buildings. It's like rivers, oceans, trees, stuff like that. An ocean is a large expanse of sea, so huge waters. There are 5 oceans in the world. Pause the video. Can you name all 5 oceans? Did you get them? Atlantic, Pacific, Indian, Southern, and Arctic. 5 oceans. Okay, and then a woodland is kind of like a forest, just a land with lots of trees. Okay, so those were your words from last week, all very sort of science-based. Now we're going to go into a bit more depth, okay? So we have 3 habitats here: woodland, ocean, and desert. What are the positive and negative things about living in each of these habitats? So what's good and bad about living in a woodland? What's good and bad about living in an ocean? And what's good and bad about living in the desert? Pause the video, write down what you think. What's good and bad about each one? 3, 2, 1, pause. Unpause. So, woodland, what's good about it? Well, you've got lots of shelter, don't you? The trees can protect you. You'll probably get lots of plants and therefore things that grow a lot of food that you can eat. So you got good stock of things there, but bad things, other animals might live there. There might be predators. You could get lost if it all looks quite similar. Let's move on to ocean. Good things. Again, good source of food, lots of fish there. But the big negative for the ocean is we don't have gills. So living in an ocean would be very tough. Okay, if there are any humans living in an ocean, I'll be very impressed. They'd have to have a huge supply of oxygen. Okay, and the desert, what's really good about it? No noisy neighbors. If you live in the desert, there's not going to be many people around. Okay, so if you like your solitude, desert's the place to be. And if you really like the sun, if you like getting a tan, probably a desert is a good place to go. But sadly, not much water and not much shelter either, not much shade, okay? So lots of positive and negative things for each habitat. Okay. A rabbit's shelter is a burrow. Do you think that is true or false? Okay, so what is a shelter? What is a shelter? That's the first step. What does shelter mean? So a shelter, if you remember, is something that protects you from weather or damage, kind of like your home, your shelter. And then a burrow. Well, rabbits sort of burrow into the ground, don't they? So burrow does sound like it could be a rabbit's shelter. So I'm going to say true. Okay, so well done if you said that rabbit shelter is a burrow is a true statement. And now on Teams, there's a quiz with similar statements like that, and you've just got to tell me if it's true or false. Use your knowledge from the vocab words, use your knowledge of the different habitats, and see how you do, okay? That's it for your vocabulary lesson, and I will see you later. Bye.